Hello, everybody. We're having some technical difficulties, but we all know that. Does everybody see me? I don't even know if this thing is working. Okay, I see Carol. Can you guys hear me? Can you see me? I had to switch to my iPad, and there's nothing to really hold it up the right level. I'm having a bad day today. Feeling still the effects of Mercury retrograde ending and all the other stuff that's going on with the shift and Lion's Gate, and it's affecting me on a very deep level, and I just can't even focus. So I'm only doing tonight for 1 hour. I'll try to get to some questions. I know people have inboxed me tons of questions and put comments underneath the advertising of tonight, and if I don't get to them, please know that I will get to them in the coming weeks, because I'm going to try to do this every Wednesday. Tonight I really am not feeling good. I have a lot of back issues, so I'm hoping it's from emotional traumas that I've held on to that I'm releasing, and I know that a lot of people are going through the same thing. I'm not the only one, so I'm just hoping that you guys understand, and if I have to go off before the hour, then I'm going to honor that in myself and, definitely go. Last week, I went way over. I did way too many readings, and I suffered the next day because I did have, a client that was paid for a reading, so I was really exhausted, and thank God she was a sweetheart, and, the reading was fine, but it was hard. So, hi, Elisa and Kendall and Dawn. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And excuse the way I look, because I really did have a bad day. I was talking to my girls, Kim and Gina, and after a shower, laying on the bed, using some CBD oil and TCH, is it? TCH cream mix, and some Advil, which I'm not supposed to take. I'm feeling a little better, but I'm still having some pain as I sit here. So just, hi, Rosemary. Just bear with me. I hope I don't cry, because it's a very emotional time right now. We're going into the Lion's Gate. I don't even understand all the lingo, but Maria DC, who's a friend of mine, and she should be a friend of all of you, because she is very, very knowledgeable in what's going on, and she writes these beautiful posts every day, making you understand that tonight is the biggest manifest time. So you put your intentions out there tonight. Make sure you do it. And if you haven't read, like Alex Miles on Instagram, and if you want to follow me on Instagram also, it's Intuitive Medium Bobbi Allison. It's open to the public now, and I'm trying to repost a lot of stuff because people ask me questions that have to do with like astrology, listen to me, astrology and things, and some things I'm just not good at, or I didn't study it, so I can't answer those questions. But I have found through other friends and through just being on Instagram, who is dedicated to putting posts up every day to help us navigate through what's going on, because there's some heavy stuff going on. And if you feel down, if you feel like the past has been revisiting you with people, places, things, memories, you're having a hard time sleeping at night, crying is releasing. I see that Maria is saying, I'm not a crier, and I've cried over a pedigree commercial. That's me and my husband, crying all the time. So you need to really take note to what's going on with the planets, because that really does affect us. My other friend, Joanne Wolf, is a wonderful astrologer. If anybody is looking for a reading, she mixes her little psychic ability in there with it, and she makes you understand your birth chart and your natal chart. And then I have other friends that do numerology, and I know I say this because people ask me all the time, so I figure if I'm on here, I might as well say it. We have Nancy and her sister Julie that are wonderful card readers and mediums and psychics, and we have Anna, who's a teacher. We have Barbara, who does her meditation on the beach. She does lots of other things too. The Exuberant Soul Within, I believe it is. Barbara Badler, Calvana Badler. And then we have Kim Russo, of course. Then we have Gina Simone, who's a wonderful medium. We have Megan Sansident, that is a wonderful medium as well. And we have Laura Lynn Jackson, of course. And you know, the girls will have their books. And there's some exciting things that are happening that I will be announcing as the weeks go by. Like little things that we're all in and such. And I hope I didn't miss anybody. My mind's not with it today. So I'm trying to get, if I didn't mention your name or my girls, please forgive me. I'll remember to do it next time. Okay, so manifesting tonight would be, it's considered the black moon. If you look on my Instagram from Alex Miles, I reposted something from her, which I can kind of read you. I'll look on my little Instagram thing here and let you understand. It's called the Rare Black New Supermoon, and it's the end of Mercury retrograde, thank God. Unexpected positive turn of events, bringing an unexpected positive, I read that already. Sudden removal of blockages and obstacles, magnetically attracting deeper relationships, resolution of disagreements and reconnecting, releasing anger, forgiveness, moving forward, a huge shift in energy, major transformation, plot twist, miracles, luck, abundance, greater inner peace, alignment, and instant manifestation. So when you put the power of the intention behind what it is that you want to create, the creation starts in the mind, and then when you speak it, it's powerful, and then when you write it, it's even more powerful. So if you gather up your thoughts and make sure they're positive, I would write them down, think of them, how you want the rest of your life to be. We're going to new timelines, as they say. So these shifts that are happening, lunar eclipses, which again, I don't know how to describe them all or to explain them all, but from reading, this is the gist of it. We're going to new timelines, and you have to accept the new timeline. Don't stay in the old thoughts and patterns and the old ways. Now I think that I'm experiencing, maybe it's something medically with my back, but I've told the doctors and they're saying like this, that, and the other thing, it's this, it's that. But Kim gave me a reading last week, and we spoke about the ascension, and Maria told me a couple months ago that she was on her back for quite some time when she went through the last ascension, which was like 2-3D. Now we're like a 12D or 5D, whatever it is. I don't even know the names. Forgive me. And we need to really be very thoughtful and positive in what we want moving forward. So you can write the intention. Just know that that thought stay with you through tonight. Maybe before you go to sleep, lay in bed and say, I am open to receiving. And whatever it is that you want moving forward, tonight, they say it's instant. So, and you know what, guys? It really, I'm just going to say this, it sucks sometimes because we have so much negativity in the world around us. And then we have people that we live with or people that we work with or that we hang around with that may be negative, and we pick up the negativity, then our thoughts go to negative. And you can manifest negative just as you can manifest the positive. That's what sucks, because you have to really be mindful of what your thoughts are, and you have to dig really deep. Forgiveness has to be there. And again, people ask me this constantly, especially in readings. Forgiveness is not for the person you're forgiving, it's for yourself. Because then you take away their power once you forgive. So think about all the things that you remember from your childhood, because we all went through trauma, let's face it. And we have to really think about the people that maybe you hate the most. And don't hate, because hate is a waste of energy. It takes more energy to hate than to just forgive and to love. And it's better for you because you break the chains that bind you. And I know I've probably said this before. I kind of speak it all the time because it's something not only that I have to remind myself, because there's still people that I have to forgive for different things. And I think I go through it gracefully now. I used to go through it with anger. And I think that if we really put our minds to it and think, I'm sure everybody has a couple of people that they need to forgive. And I even do readings of people like, I'm not forgiving them. No way, I'm not going there, ain't having it, don't want them in my energy. But you know what? The more that you have that resentment towards them and you don't forgive them, you are keeping that in your energy because it's just there. It's in your subconscious mind. When you release it and say, you know what? I'm not going to let this control my future or my thoughts, and it's not going to reside anywhere in my energy field, then you release it and you really let it go. And some people go, oh, I released that. I've done that so many times. Oh, I forgave that person a long time ago. Then maybe there'll be a trigger and something will happen and I'll be like crying over it going, wow, I thought I let that go like 10 years ago. It's really, sometimes it's deep-seated in us. We put these little issues away and we put little bows around them. We put them in boxes like, well, we'll deal with that later. We're strong. We can hold on to it. No, because it affects us later on in life, especially like with illnesses, because I believe from what my guides tell me that your physical ailments come from emotional places. So when we have those emotions that we don't heal from, they become physical ailments and dis-ease later on in life because that energy gets blocked, it gets stuck. And then like I'm going through this back issue right now, really bad. It's been a year of horrific pain. And, you know, sometimes it'll be good for 6 weeks and then here it comes again. But just out of nowhere. I mean, I'm maybe not doing anything. And then maybe I'm working hard. I'm scrubbing the kitchen or I'm doing this and I won't get any pain. And then like today, I was making my celery juice and there it went. So there's no rhyme or reason. And it's definitely you could carry things with you from past life too. And if you carry things with you from past life and then you have this life stuff, and we just have to release it, really have to release it, and just really make it your business to go and read up on astrology. And it really makes a lot of sense. And a lot of people I find like they dabble in it or whatever, but you really should read up on it. Find a really good, I think Kim told me about astrologycafe.com just today. I didn't go on it yet, but that comes to mind. So maybe you want to look at that, or you can call Joanne Wolf, get your natal chart done, a reading done from her. And whenever I have an issue, I call her, and then she'll tell you like what, you know, house this is in, and the health and the money and the career, all that stuff. And it's good to know because then you could just be mindful of it. That's my favorite word today, mindful. Be mindful. And anything that, you know, a psychic, a medium, intuitive, a life coach, anything topic that we choose, like Spirit's always feeding us, you know, information and things to talk about. And it's also for us because maybe we need to hear it again and again. So I have a theme sometimes. I'll read people and it'll be like the same readings. I'm like, okay, Spirit, I got you. Like I have to pay attention to this too because I'm human and I hold on to things too. And I go through the same thing. And some people think like, and I spoke about this last time about a psychic medium, intuitive, you know, a healer, whatever, that we are the rock and we can't have somebody being our rock. And that's just not true. I can't tell you how many days I cry and break down because I don't want to cry now because I've been crying all day. So it's there. But we need people to talk to and to understand us. And sometimes it's monotonous and we maybe talk about the same things because that's what we really need to release. Maybe the pain and the trauma that some of us go through is such on a deep, deep level that it takes a while to let it go. And it's the power of the mind. It's so very powerful. But right now, like I said, tonight is the most powerful for manifesting from all the things that I've read. And I really want each and every one of you to utilize the power that you hold inside. Manifest great things, beautiful things. Be open to receiving what you deserve and what you're worthy of. Because that's what I've been doing the past couple months. No one's taking me down anymore. I've been put down by so many people. Maybe they're not maliciously. Maybe their intention wasn't that. But when you're deep, or you can go deep like I can, some people maybe surface. I'm a deep sea diver. And maybe that's not such a great thing in all the things in life. But you know what? It's who I am. And when you divert from who you are and don't live your truth, there's problems. You have to say, you know what? Don't care what anybody thinks. If you're not hurting anybody and you're not making people sad and being deceitful and betraying people, just live your life. Just live your truth, because you're here for your truth, to live your truth, to climb your mountain. Everybody has their own angels and guides and their team to get them from A to B. And there's so many judgmental people in this world. It's really crazy. I think I talked about that too, like what you see on social media on like a celebrity account or someone that's well known. People have the right to talk about the color hair, what somebody's wearing, how does she do that, why is she so tan, why does she have extensions, how much makeup she... Who cares? What is it bothering you? Don't be judged. Don't judge if you don't want to be judged. And that's the plain and simple truth of it. My whole life I was judged for being overweight, for being poor, for not having anything that all the other kids have. Everybody was walking around with, you know, what were those Jordache jeans or whatever. That's why today I could give less of a crap what someone's name is on something. I don't care. And is that wrong of me? No. I don't care if I wear something that has, you know, a celebrity name on it, or if it has just Joe Schmo's name. I really don't care. Does the same thing. Keeps me warm, keeps my feet warm. My pocketbooks, you know, my friends bought me something with the letters MK on it. I think I told this story too. And I was like, what's an MK? Why doesn't it say BA? So you have to kind of like, just go with the flow of life. If you grew up one way, you're going to have these seeds that have been planted in you. Maybe somebody grew up in a richer household and they weren't used to getting things that weren't, let's say, expensive, and they're just used to that. That's okay. That's who they are. But then again, you have people judging them like, oh, look at them. They don't even, you know, their daddy gave them money or whatever. Like, that's what all they know. So it's not their fault that they grew up like that. And a lot of those people are very gracious. And you know what? I believe God gave them a bigger platform to help people, to, you know, lead the way. We all have been leaders and we've all been followers in each lifetime. You know, we've been here many times. And I think it's our job in this world to teach one another, whether you be rich, poor, it doesn't matter. And frankly speaking, I mean, sometimes having a lot of money, you know, puts you in a lot of scrutiny and people just expect things from you. And it's unfortunate, but there's so many people that just give it away. And you don't have to tell people, you know, the niceties that you do for other people. Some people want to be in that spotlight, like, I did this for that person. No, God knows, your creator knows, whomever you want to call God, Buddha, whatever, the omnipresence, it doesn't matter. It's just labels anyway. And I think that we really need to all stand together, unite, and we're more powerful together. And no matter what we go through, just see it as a lesson, and we got to learn from that lesson and then let it go. Let me see. Some people saying about the Jordache, Jordache jeans. What was the other ones? I forget. Jordache jeans. Oh, Calvin Klein's. I remember all my friends had it, and I was like this poor little sad girl going, how come I can't have those? But they would share. My girlfriend Julie shared. She's like, we were the same size back then, and she'd be like, yo, you can wear them tonight. I felt special because that's what society told me, that I had to feel special in these jeans. I couldn't wear the ones that were from like Target or Kmart or TSS back then, you know. And what did I know? You know, I came from, you know, not a great upbringing money-wise, nor any otherwise, but you know what? It made me who I am, and I'm proud of who I am, and that's it. And a lot of people that were in my position, they're proud of who they are, and you should all be too. Don't let anybody take your power from you. Not anything. Not your memories, not your power. You know, unless, of course, they could take the memories of, you know, the molesting and all that they can have. But being overweight, being bullied, Like, I'm so sick of it. Like, that all this stuff is coming up because it's got to be released. There's no more victim here. And I only bring it up because I want people to know that there's so many people that have gone through the same thing. So it's not like, oh, poor Bobbi and poor this one. We all went through tragedies and traumas in our own way. All different things. Let me see. I'm going to read some questions. Yeah. I was the youngest of 5 and I got hand-me-down clothes. Yeah. Well, my sisters couldn't wear my hand-me-downs because I was the chubby girl and my sisters were all thin. So, you know, lucky me, right? Let's see. Smiths or carpenters? Wow. I think I remember those. I'm not sure what grade, but I think I remember those. I do. Rejection is a big one for me and it breaks my soul. Yeah, but don't let it break your soul. Because you can't let other people interfere with your power. We all are born with the same amount of power. We are spiritual beings having a physical experience. So going through a lifetime of bullying and people judging and people telling me, you know, who I am and who I should be and I shouldn't do this and I shouldn't do that. I shouldn't go here and I shouldn't. No. It took me, what am I, 52 now? I don't even know how old I am. 52 years to figure out, like, no. This is who Bobbi is. If you don't like it, change the channel, get off my page, get out of my life. I don't care because I only care about me first so I could be better for who I love and who I want to help. But I want to be an inspiration to people. So I hope that by sharing what I've went through, and some of it might be a repeat, but if you've heard it and you don't want to hear it again, just come visit us visit me next week and maybe it'll be something different. But I feel like I go with what spirit feeds me and what road I need to go down. And that's why I get passionate about speaking about certain things and going down certain roads. Because maybe the person that was supposed to hear it wasn't on the live Facebook last week or the week before, but maybe they're here now. And maybe it'll touch their soul and empower them to live their truth. Because you know what? It doesn't matter. And that's what I find a lot of people, like especially my friends, like, I just don't care anymore. It's we don't care because we have to release the tension that is built up in our energy fields, that we held on to those emotions and those feelings that we thought that once we went through that, then we have to hold on to it. Because no one tells us that when you go through a situation, no matter what it is, it could be the littlest thing or the biggest thing, we don't own it. When you own it and it's in your body and in your soul and your essence, it causes dis-ease, blockages, everything that's not good. So you have to release it. And right now, it's the easy time to release everything. So if everybody could just think of the things they need to release. I don't care if it was the most horrific thing or, like I said, the littlest thing. Release it. You don't own it. You're supposed to learn from it. Hi, Tim. Love you too. You're supposed to release. It's very important. We've all been through bad relationships. We've all been through, money issues. Adulting sometimes sucks. And I wrote that the other day, like, does anybody want to adopt me and Eddie? Because I don't want to adult every day. And you know what? I figured I don't have to. Who says? I don't have any children under 18. My daughter's married with 4 kids of her own. They just came for a visit. They were all here. And I was like, wow, love them. But when you get older, you don't have time for that stuff. You don't have time to, how do I explain the feeling? You feel like trapped in your energy. When you have that freeing feeling and then something comes along, a situation that you feel like you're going to be contained again. If you're a big energy soul like I am, like to talk and be animated and have fun, and you feel like you're being trapped, that is just another trigger for something that I held on to. Sometimes trying to figure it out is, forget it. I can't figure it out sometimes. I'm in the bathroom, in the shower with my pain, begging God, begging my angels, please tell me, what do I have to do to release this? Give me some vision of what I'm holding on to. So I go through everything that I've gone through, and I said, one big thing, I don't know why I did this. I think one of my friend Dave, the healer in England, he's awesome. He told me that you have to forgive yourself for holding on to the pain for so long, and forgive yourself for holding on to the pain and for holding it so long, and then thank the pain for being there to teach you, and then you release it. He's really helped me through some really horrific back pain, like burning spine, bad stuff. But I think that was the beginning of Ascension, which was last summer. And he if anybody's interested, David Slater is his name, and does remote healing, and he is powerful, just as Terry Leone is, and a bunch of other people that do healing. They hold the space, and you really do the healing yourself, because now you're open to it, just like you should be open to receiving all the best things in life. The intentions that you're going to put out tonight, the manifesting what it is that you want. I am open to receiving. Like I say something every day. I don't know if this is the right way to say it, but I do. I say, thank you for the money that flows freely into my checking accounts. And I don't think of how it's going to get there. But there have been times that, like, I'm like going, oh my gosh, is this like, am I going to be able to get through this month? Like, people think like, because like I was on the cover of Oprah, or that the girls and I were on Dr. Oz, and they think we're rich. Huh? I didn't get paid for any of that. Nope. I did not. I worked just like everyone else. Maybe in a different fashion. Don't judge. Because you don't know what somebody has in the bank. Don't count other people's money. And don't assume what you don't know. If you don't know something that you want to know, ask. And then people will tell. For a long time, people are like, well, didn't you get paid for that? No, I did not. No. Those are business campaigns for those type of shows and and such. And I was more than happy to be on the cover of Oprah magazine and on Dr. Oz, but we don't get paid that. We're not celebrities where they're going to pay us to come on. No, it doesn't work like that. So just in case anybody was wondering, let me see. I'm not doing readings tonight. Sorry. I explained in the beginning that I was only supposed to do 1 or 2 surprise readings last week, and I did like way over and beyond, and the people that joined me know that I just went on and on and on, and then people inbox me for more information, and book a reading if that's what you want. If you want to extend it, that's why I do these, to let you know that this is real. Spirit is coming through, and we all have time that we can give back, but we all have time that our time is money. Just like when you go to work, it's work for us, and it's not to be mean. It's just, it is what it is. Energy is energy. I left plenty of good jobs to do this full time, and it's a lot of energy, especially as I get older, and now the information comes through the spine when spirit talks to you, and now they have these back issues. Like, sometimes after I read, I'm like down for the count. My husband's like, what's the matter? I'm like, I can't do this anymore. Like, it gets to the point that you're on the edge of like thinking like, oh my goodness, like, I'm only 52. God willing, live till 80. I can't function every day like this. There's no way. So I've been digging deep. Maybe it's to get me to pay attention to something. I don't know. More exercise, whatever it is. But it's hard to do that when you're in pain. So I can't read every week. But I will be doing surprise readings, as they come on. And I don't want to disappoint anybody, but it is what it is. And I think that, trying to come on and to share some of my experiences with others, not to let people think that they're, alone, and that these things didn't happen to other people, because some people believe that. Like, when I read people and Spirit gives them information, like, how did you know that? I never shared that with anybody. I go, well, I didn't know it. Spirit gave it, but you're not alone. And then I might tell them maybe something I went through. I don't know if that's the right thing to do, or I don't think there is right or wrong. I think it's just a feeling of, tell them what happened in your story just a little bit, so they understand that you can that you are reading their energy, and you can equal to their essence of the whatever left behind. Traumas, abuse, homelessness. I've done it all. And I think I had such a horrific, traumatic childhood and young adult is so that I can understand the energy, and I can understand and be compassionate to those people, because I've had it all. Like, there are things I don't even tell. I don't think I tell my husband everything, because, like, what for? You know, some things you just don't discuss. But if it comes up and Spirit shows it to me, like when we were doing a show one time, me and my girlfriends in Miami, I was supposed to be speaking of something, and then Spirit said, talk about the child, you know, that you were molested from extended family members, nobody close. And I was like, what? And they said, now's the time. And the reason was, there was 3 people in the audience, or 4 people, that came up to me afterwards and said, oh my goodness, like, I never told anybody, and I just thought I was alone in this, and thank you so much. And they had the most amazing healings. So Spirit knows better. It's not, you know, something that we know, like, we're not reading your mind. It's what Spirit says, now's the time to break this eggshell open and share this piece of you publicly. And so that's why I talk about it now. And I will forever talk about it, because it was a big part of who I was back then. And I could talk about it without crying now. Sometimes I cry still, because it's sad to me, because it's so widespread. So many children are abused sexually, emotionally, physically, mentally, whatever. And, you know, there's all different types of abuses, but guess what? The emotions of it are the same. You feel dirty. You feel not good enough. You feel you need to protect yourself, maybe with an addiction. Some people can't handle it. With eating, like myself, like being ugly so people won't want to attract to you. Like, there's so many different psychological things that I found out through the years. So I don't know why I go off on these tangents. I hope I'm not boring you, but this is life, and this is who I am, and always shall be. Oh, thank you, Janet. She says, I appreciate you teaching us reading isn't necessary. I try to just be raw and be real, because when I watch Facebook Lives, I love it when people like Christina, the Divine Medium, she cracks me up. She eats while she's on there. She is so down to earth. She's real, and she's just funny. And I like watching her because I can relate to that. I don't like people that come on and pretend that they're better than everybody. And I'm not thinking of anybody in particular, but I've watched, you know, a lot of these videos and such. And, you know, sometimes people think that they have to put on a show and be somebody they're not, just because they want attention or because they don't want people to know the real them. That's not who I am, and I'm not going to judge them, because they might have a lot of people that are, you know, that are into that, or maybe they don't know any different. But I'm not like that. I try to. That's why sometimes I curse. I cursed on a reading the other day. Oh my God, I was so embarrassed. I have the biggest, dirtiest mouth when I'm not in spirit mode. And I said, what did I say to the lady? I said something like, wow, something about shit or something. And I apologized like 10 times. She's like, oh no. She's like, because her fiance had passed, and she's like, he was the biggest cursor ever. And I could tell, because his energy was so like relaxed. He was like, yeah, that piece of shit guy. He was like going on. But I'm not supposed to really repeat that. I mean, I don't want to repeat it. I can. And I was like, oh my goodness. So sometimes I might slip and curse, but whatever. It's just a word. Some people get offended, but get over it, people. I'm the one that said, don't feel embarrassed for me, because I'm not embarrassed. If I get embarrassed, you'll see my face will get beat red, and I'll be like, ugh. But it's all good. Let's see if anybody has any spirit metaphysical questions. You can relate. Oh, thank you, Stephanie. That's very nice of you to say. Thank you for sharing, by the way. If you share this video on other people's walls, that's what my friends tell me that you could do. People share it, then other people get to maybe see it. But you know what? Facebook, I appreciate them, because they do have this platform for us, and they do not charge, you know, and they do make money if you want to, you know, get it to more people, which is fine. But the only thing is, when you share someone's stuff now, something like only 25 of your friends can see what you share. If you like click share from someone's wall to your wall, which is kind of silly, I guess they want you to use that, the pay button to get it out to more people. Like, if you pay $25, 25,000 people see this. But you know what? I just believe that spirit will bring it to whom it's supposed to see. I don't care if it's 5 people that see it, or there's like the last video, I think there's like 2,000 views, which is amazing to me, because I never thought that. I don't like look at that stuff. I just know, like, if it helps one person, anything that I say or spirit wants to say through me, then I did my job. I don't have to do this. I choose to do this because it's fun, and my friends kept pushing me to do it, and I said, you know what, I'm going to, because I think this is the way that people can, I don't even know really how to say it, like to inspire people or to let them know that they're not alone. I think that's my biggest thing. And I feel that if we all stick together and we help each other through this convoluted world, I don't know if that's the right word either, but I think everything is so convoluted in this world, and conversation and thoughts and this, and it's just, it breaks my heart sometimes the way some people they really just can't break out of their shells, and they can't share with others. But maybe if they just see a video like this, then they'll be able to relate, and they could be behind the scenes. They won't need to be like on the live, and they won't need to show people that they're watching it, but they can get something from either some of your comments or if something I say. You never know. You never know if it's going to be something you guys write on here, something you share. We just never know. That's why I do it. And, to let people know that there are readings available if they want. They don't have to. I have, people all over the world, thankfully, from being in Laura's first book and now her second book. And she sold her book in like 17 countries. So I have people all over, and it's kind of cool when you're reading other people from different time frames. You're getting up at like 9 or 7 to read them, and it's morning and nights, the difference. It's pretty cool to touch, because energy goes anywhere. And that's another thing that people don't realize. How do you do a phone reading? Well, energy is energy, and energy is everywhere. You don't need a physical person. It's all the power of the mind. It's the third eye. It's the psychic part of you. Everybody has intuition. And don't say you don't, because I know. And it's whether you enhance it or not. Meditation, I speak about that all the time. Meditation, yoga, whatever. Quiet your mind. Whether it be guided meditation. There's a lot of my friends, like Barbara does it on the beach. The meditations, I think she does Mondays now. And then we have Gina Califano, who does yoga on the beach. You guys should take advantage of this, because that's how you're raising your vibration. And you raise your vibration, guess what? Your vibe is your tribe, kids. You raise that vibration, you won't have to deal with those people that are negative, that I talked about before, that come into your energy, that, make you feel like, wait a second, I was good before. Now all of a sudden I feel pain, I have a headache, I'm tired, I'm sad, I'm mad, because you're probably an empath picking up other people's stuff. But the most important thing is when you get home at night, before you go to sleep, you say your prayers. Some people pray. Some people bring in the light. You bring in the light through your crown chakra. Ask that everything from the day be dismissed through the bottom of your feet. It turns into white light. Transmuted into white light is what I should say. You could either send it back up to spirit or just keep it down there. But you can make sure you do your manifest tonight. You can release whatever negative that you picked up during the day, so it doesn't settle in with you. You have to also remember, there's energy is everywhere, yes, but there's also lower vibe energies that walk the earth that don't want to go over to the light. Maybe they're not supposed to. Maybe that's just their journey. Maybe they refuse to. They don't want to. They don't want to accept that they're past, and they need a voice. And sometimes when they walk in between worlds, so to speak, they maybe pick up more negativity. So then when they attach to somebody, maybe they were not evil, but they're negative, and they want a voice, and they want to be who they want, so they may change somebody's personality. That's what I believe a lot of people, I mean, I could be wrong too, but I'm not a medical doctor nor a nurse. But sometimes people with schizophrenia, they say they hear voices, they hear this. I believe that they were very open And I believe that they have attachments to them. That's just my belief. Not saying they don't have medically wrong with them, because I do believe most of them do, but from that, like maybe it's lifetimes of things, but I do believe I do have some people in my family not have schizophrenia, but other things, and I totally can see that and have been around some people. And oddly enough, I read 2 people that was so sweet that had schizophrenia, and they told me they had it, and it was like one person, and then a couple weeks later another person, and it was very sad, the paranoia and things. And then I saw other energies connected to them while they were sitting in front of me. So Spirit told me this. That's how I know it. Don't even ask me how I got down this road. I never know. Bobbi goes on tangents all the time. Bear with me, kids. Hold on, I need a sip of my drink. Green tea, it's really good. Not drinking soda. Well, I drink zero sometimes. No, I'm not supposed to, but it's good. I know, I have to stop. I do. I have to stop a lot of things. Let's see. Almost missed the live. Denise, you can always rewatch it because it'll be on my wall. I save it afterwards. And I'm hopefully, my stepson is going to be helping me. Patrick, thank you. He's going to be helping me to put these videos to a YouTube channel. And then I'm going to try to do more videos. I don't know if I could do them directly on there. I'm assuming I can. So when they go to the YouTube, maybe there'll be like, live reading events, or I don't know. I got to see where I could take it. I needed to get on the bandwagon with this social media stuff. I've been trying my best. So I'd love it if people would follow me at Intuitive Medium Bobbi Allison on Instagram. And also, I'm very close to 5,000 friends on Bobbi Allison on Facebook. And I keep deleting all the friends that I haven't talked to. They have friends from other countries that I haven't talked to in years, or they just friend requested me because back then it was like Psychic Medium before Facebook changed it, and you couldn't put, a fictitious name, as they said. And they made me send in my license, and I had to prove who I was. So all those people that have had on there, it would have been stopped long ago. But I keep deleting ones that, who cares? I don't talk to them. I haven't talked to them since 2014. And then they're not a friend of mine. And they haven't, you could see the friendship. A lot of people don't know. You can click on anybody's name, click on that little pull down window, and it says see friendship, and you could see the last interaction that you had with people. So that's what I do. And I just go delete, well, not delete, unfriend. And if they want to follow me, they'll just follow me, with the follow button. But I really want to take people who are seriously just wanting to interact, in the spiritual world, or just be a comfort for one another and an inspiration, because I get inspired from so many people. I found so many people on Instagram that are just I am amazed by the knowledge and the wisdom that people put up there. I'm like, oh my goodness, I am not schooled in any of this. I'm psychic medium. I love to be the flashlight for people, to bring them back to their path, to show them who they are at their core. And then once they exude their own light, I could shut the flashlight off, and then we could walk together. But sometimes people are lost, and that's really what I want to be, the world's biggest flashlight. And I hope that I'm doing it with some people, because that's really what I want to do, is help people to ignite their own light. Bobbi Allison, can I ask you a question? Clenny Evans, sure, as long as it's not asking me to bring through spirit, because I'm not reading tonight. Tina, aw, that's sweet. I miss you too. And Murphy's saying you can have your own YouTube and upload your video straight to it. Yeah, he's going to teach me that. Thank God. Thank you, Patrick. I don't know if he's watching, but hubby is off to another professional challenge workout. He hasn't changed on. Next week, ask me that, Phyllis, because I'm not going to tune in tonight because my back has been so bad all day, and I'm hardly moving, as you could see, on the chair. So I don't want to make it bad for myself. What is ascension? Ascension is when you're raising your vibration, or you're going through, you should read Maria Disi. She explains it so well. I know I keep saying that because I get tongue-tied sometimes, but ascension is when your soul is moving up levels. So there's all different levels on this side and the other side. So when you're going through ascension, not only are we going through, but the earth is going through. There's energy shifts, and maybe we were at 3D. Now they say we're at 5D. and there's light codes, and there's, you know, we can't say like we're going through pain. They have to say that we're upgrading. That's what Maria says. It's called upgrades, light codes, and all of these like intergalactic things. And it's so interesting, but I just can't retain that information to explain it in such the elegant way that she does, because she's so good at it. But that's who she is. And that's why I read her stuff every day. And I'm like, what can we expect now that the retrograde is over? Okay, Donna, I don't know if you just came in. And by the way, how are you? But go to my Instagram and read the things I posted from Alex Miles and Maria DC on my Facebook, because, great analogy. Oh, hi, Sue. Yes, the biggest flashlight. That's what I see myself as. Like, I can use Spirit's light and my own to be the flashlight to get you to the pathway so that you can ignite your light within. Because we all have it. We just have to reignite it. Sometimes the pain, the trauma, and all that covers us up and it dims our light, and people just need to be brought back to who they are, and then they're on their way. It's like teaching a baby how to walk. But getting back to you, Donna, sorry. Just, you know, the retrograde will be over tonight. We have I read it earlier if you want to go back and listen to it, but it's about the, hold on, let me get back to my Instagram. I'm tongue-tied already. It is here it is. The rare black new supermoon, the end of Mercury retrograde, and it's an unexpected positive turn of events. And it goes through all the reasons. I don't know if everybody heard me before, but sudden removal of blockages, obstacles, magnetically attracting deeper relationships. Like, all the past stuff is now expected to be released in our soul body, if you will, or our essence, our physical bodies. We have to release all that so that we can get ready to do the ascension. And then there's like new timelines that are coming. One of the girls says, if you don't choose to be on that new timeline, then you're going to be in the old timeline, which is all the hurt, the pain, all the crap that we went through. So you have to go with the flow of the energy of the planets. We want to accept the new timelines, and hopefully your partner will do the same, or else people won't be together, because if they choose to stay on this timeline and you go into the new timeline, then, you know, it's so deep, like, but it's easy to understand, but when you're doing the work, I think it's hard. It's hard, and it's not easy, but we have to, if we all support each other, talk about it, ask questions if you don't know. And because I don't know a lot of it, I just read it and I go, oh, did I understand that? And I'm like, I don't understand the galactic information, but it's so cool because, of course, I believe in life on the planets and stuff. I always kept wishing, when I was younger, I used to lay in the back of my stepfather's truck with my friend Ronnie Goodwin, and we used to talk about UFOs and how I wasn't from here and I couldn't wait for my mother's ship to come and get me because I'm not part of this family. That's what I used to say. Because I just felt so odd and different. And I just looked up at the sky all the time and I was like, that's where I'm from. And I just knew it just as a little girl. And I still feel like that sometimes, but I know that I have a job to do. And I hope that I could just, like touch a couple people. Because many people have touched me and it makes me cry sometimes. I'm like, yes, that's how I feel. That's me. So I appreciate everybody that's light workers and healers and, anybody that has something beautiful to write. One girl that I see on here is Sue. I used to work with her at Cablevision years ago. She writes the coolest stuff. She gets it. She's like very intuitive, very psychic. And I know that you know that, Sue, if you're still watching. But I love the things that she writes, especially about her boys. And she's a hockey mom. And she just writes some really cool stuff. And she just gets it. She gets it. So I appreciate it. I've learned a lot from her and her strength and what she went through with her husband. And amazing. A lot of you. I like watching. You're welcome, Donna. I like watching people's stuff and just read it and just absorbing good things, and being so compassionate to others and praying for people. That's why I had that line when I first started going on Facebook. I was like, you know what? Let's start like a prayer request. Like, take a prayer. Leave a prayer. Say a prayer. Leave a prayer. Something request. And it was really cool because people really responded to that. And it was like, why not? If we can, why not pray for one another? Why not have good intentions for someone that's having a surgery or going through a really hard test, or, you know, one of their friends is going in for surgery, or, you know, they're having a bad day. We want to lift them, because sending light to somebody changes them. That's why, yeah, sometimes I'm like, I'm in really bad pain today. Please send me light, healing energy. Because the power of intention, here we go. The power of intention that you're sending out to somebody is love. Pink light is love. Green light is healing. Blue light is communication around the throat chakras. You should all look up chakras too. It really works. So when I write, like, please pray for blah, 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 they've contacted me and maybe asked me, because for whatever reason they think I'm closer to God and God listens. But that's not the way it works. It's collective. And we all pray, and prayers get answered, and energy gets sent. There's a saying I learned long ago. It's energy. I always say it backwards. Energy flows where focus goes. So whatever you're focusing on, the energy is going to go there. So I tell people, the universe does not know between good, bad, and indifferent. It knows that you're putting an intention out there. You're thinking a thought, you created it. It's going to go give you what you believe you deserve, what you think you're worthy of. And if you're praying for somebody, that's always the best, because that healing energy, that love, will then go to that person. And maybe that person is going through something so bad and so down, because it's to bring other people up to where their faith should be. So if you have intrinsic faith, I learned that long ago too. Some kid wrote me this writing one time, and he said, Bobbi, always remember this. And I was like, what is that? What is intrinsic? And it took me a long time to read that writing over and over to really understand. He said, you won't understand it now. He was intergalactic too. You'll understand it later on. And now I use the word all the time because it really is a deeper type of faith. Look up the word if you don't know what it is. I had to look it up and reread it and go, like, how do you even do this? Like, where do you use that word in a sentence? So I learned it. It's very important for people. How many? Okay. It's important for people to understand one another on many different levels. That's really what it's all about. And if we really just have I think compassion is like the number one word, because let's face it, we all seek love and want to give love. We have so much of it. We have abundance of love. And then there's love that we get from being hurt. Then we have to love ourselves. That's very important. Then there's love that we have for children. There's love that we have for, animals. And there's so many different types of love. And the word is like, I don't know, it's hard to explain. One time when I had a healing one time, I had like it's called an NDE like, which is a near-death experience like, because you still go to the other realm of love. And I did experience that. It was the most, God, you can't even describe the word love. It's a feeling rather than a word. But I felt like the angels' wings came and wrapped their wings around me and took me out of my body. And I was in this in-between world. And I forgot that I was Bobbi. I forgot I had a body. I forgot I had a daughter. I forgot that it was a physical world. And I didn't see like this bright light. I wasn't dead. I was in a healing, but I saw like a grayish or a powder blue dim light. I didn't see anybody per se. I didn't see like God or Jesus or Mary. But I was in this place that nobody could ever take from me, because I felt what it's like to die. It was like such a profound, potent love. And I felt comforted, and I felt like nothing or no one could ever give me what I felt. Never. Never, ever, ever, never. And I still believe that. And I believe that's where we're all from. And I believe that when we come here and we get all crazy because all these negative things that we have to go through happen, and I think of that time that happened to me, and I didn't want to come back. They were like, okay, it's time for you to leave. And I'm like, what? like, what? You couldn't comprehend. Leaving where? That's who I am. So what are you telling me I have to leave? It doesn't resonate with me. And then I got pulled back from the healer, and I was in my body, and I was hysterical crying. And the healer said, you've been crying hysterical, like belly cry, like deep, deep crying for 45 minutes. And finally the healer brought me back, and I was just like, wow. And I'll end tonight with that. And for the next week, I will say this, for the next week after that, I couldn't speak very loud. I was talking like this. Instead of giving people the finger going down the road, being so angry and mean, I was like, oh, you go ahead, you can go. I remember on line in the grocery store, there was like a little old lady behind me. Before I would have been like, hey, she's online just like I am. Like, I loved people, but not to the point of, it's okay, ma'am, let me help you put your stuff up on the counter, you know, but not being able to speak very loud. I called all my friends and family, and I was like, you don't know what just happened to me. It was profound. And that was really the time that I knew that there's a heaven, and it awaits. And it's not a bad thing. It's a beautiful, because I experienced it. So I'm going to leave you with that tonight. I thank you all for tuning in. I'll see you next Wednesday. And maybe 1 or 2 readings. I'm definitely not going to do like I did last week and mess myself up energetically. What is it? Many children are most open to known person. Yes, dogs and cats. If you get someone that walks in your house and your dog is going crazy, so either they have something attached to them or they know that they're not a good person, listen up. They know. If a dog and children go to that person and roll over that person, that's a good soul. That's how you judge people. Some people don't like dogs, which dog spelled backwards is God. Dogs know. And cats are a little, shifty, but if they come near you and they're walking around somebody, they're good peoples. Keep that in mind. Dogs, cats, and children. They know. They see what's around. They can feel attachments. They can feel negative. That's how you know if someone's a good person. So I hope that answered your question. Bobbi, I don't know if you saw my question. I just need to know if I made the right decision. August 2018. Plenty, I said I wasn't reading, but I heard yes in big letters. So that's good for you. Thank you for taking your time. Thank you, Tammy. Hi, Debbie. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you. Oh, Anna. Mwah. AnnaMiranda.net. She's the one I spoke to you about earlier. She has her metaphysical school. Go check her out. She does many, many things. Studied all over the United States with the best teachers, and she's a teacher herself now. And a lot of people ask me. I send a lot of people to her. And I love you so much, Anna. She married us, actually. She did. Susan Fonseca, I love you. I love you all. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I'll see you next week on Winging It with Bobbi. Night. Shit.